Hello everyone, welcome to my mathematics channel. So today we will continue with the comprehensive insurance. Okay, a calculation involving insurance premium. So today I will focus on a short question. So I have discussed how to calculate a premium for life insurance and also motor insurance, right? So today we will discuss a few short questions like this. Okay, question number 1. Give 3 examples of insurable risks faced by a retailer who own a shop. So example, you are one of the retailer and you have a shop. You actually have the shop selling handphone, which actually costs quite expensive for you to keep all the stock in the shop. So in this case, you have to consider 3 examples of the risks. Okay, so one of the risks maybe is the risk of burglary, which might happen in a premise, or maybe the risk of goods damage during transportation. Okay, so and the third one may be the risk of premise catching fire. Right, these are the risks that you need to consider for the shop. Okay, what is the meaning of the principle of indemnity, which is actually the important in an insurance contract? So the principle of indemnity is actually to restore the financial position of the policyholder to the pre-loss condition. Thus, the policyholder cannot earn profit from the compensation of the loss. So this is the principle of indemnity, or we call as POI. Right, so let's go through another one. What is the difference between personal accident insurance and life insurance? Are they the same? And medical and health insurance. So let's see, for personal accident insurance, the coverage to the policyholder in the occurrence of the injury, disability, or death resulting directly from the accident. Life insurance pays compensation upon the death of the policyholder due to natural death, illness, or accident within the coverage period. Whereas medical and the health insurance cover medical expenses, critical illness, and the critical illness and maybe the surgical expenses and other benefits. So then another question is, let's see question number 4. An insurance company pays compensation for the motor insurance claim of a policyholder. The claim includes third-party damage and fire suffered by policyholder's car. State the possible motor insurance policy purchased by the policyholder, third-party damage and fire. So I think comprehensive can be one of the policy because it's cover everything, and fire and theft policy, and also third-party policy. Right. Okay, so let's proceed to the next one. So this is the answer: third-party, fire and theft policy, or comprehensive policy. Okay, so let's see question number 5. Okay, let's see the case study here. Juanita bought a car, okay, from her friend without buying new motor insurance. For the car because the existing motor insurance has not expired. This is very common case. She also did not contact the Road Transport Department, Malaysia, JPJ, to change the ownership of the car to her name. One day, she was involved in an accident, and the front part of the car was damaged. Based on the situation, can Juanita make a claim from the insurance company that insured the car and give your justification? What do you think? Because the policy is still not under Juanita's name, so Juanita actually does not have the insurable interest upon the car because her friend is still the holder of the insurance policy of the car. So in this case, Juanita actually cannot make a claim from the insurance company. Alright, okay, let's go to question number 6 for the calculation. Let's study the question first. Sharikat Insurance ABC offer 2 life insurance plans with annual premium rate per 1,000 face value as shown in the table on the right. So the premium rates are for healthy and non-smoking men. So let's see, this is 5-year terms, and for 35 years old the rate is 5.24, and 45 years old 7.96. So yearly renewable term is 4 ringgit and 3 cents for 35 years old and 5 ringgit 52 cents for 45 years old. So Richie is a 35 years old healthy and non-smoking man. He wants to buy a yearly renewable terms plan for 150,000. This is a face value. Calculate the monthly premium. Okay, he will pay monthly. He has to pay. So basically, we'll calculate the annual premium first before we actually divide by 12 for the monthly payment, right? So the face value here is 150,000. So this is so-called face value. So we actually will use a formula to calculate. The premium is actually premium calculation. Face value per RMX. If this is 1,000, then premium rate per 1,000 it will follow, right? So let's use this formula. So okay, for face value 150,000, and then okay, let's see, Richie is 35 years old, healthy and non-smoking, right? This is very important. 35 years old, he is healthy, okay, and non-smoking. So let's go to 35 years old and non-smoking. Okay, so if 5-year term, it will be 5.24, and then if is yearly renewable, it will be 4.03. So he wants to buy a yearly a yearly renewable term. So meaning that we will choose this one. Let me circle it. We will choose this one. Yearly renewable term every year. So the rate is 4.03, and then the face value is 150,000 per 1,000, right? Times with the 4.03. So if you press the calculator, you will get the answer is, okay, let's press the calculator, meaning that you will just cancel out the 1,000. It become 150 times 4.03. So I'm getting 604.50. Okay, so this is actually the amount that annual premium. This is yearly premium. So if monthly premium that Richie need to pay will be 604.50 divided by 12. So the answer is 604.5 divided by 12. So per month, so that means is 50.375. Okay, this is actually monthly premium that Richie need to pay. Okay, now how about for B? Let's see B. Winston want to buy a 5 years term with face value 100,000. Okay, he is 45 years old, a healthy, non-smoking man. Calculate the annual premium. Okay, so the keyword is 45 years old, and he want to buy the 5-year terms with a face value 100,000. So how to calculate is, we'll take 100,000, which is face value, per RM 1,000 times with the rate that we need to go to the table, 5-year terms, right? 45 years old, right? So we will choose which one? We will choose this one, right? 5 years term, 45 years old, so it's 7.96. So how you do the calculation is, you have to take 100,000 per 1,000 times 7.96, which is the rate from the table. So the answer is just RM 796.00. Alright, so now let's proceed to another one for part 2. For part 2, the question say, if Winston buys a yearly renewable terms plan with a face value 100,000. Okay, what is the difference in his annual premium compared to the 5-year terms? Okay, just now was the 5 years term, so now we need to calculate the another one, which is yearly renewable term. Okay, there is a difference in terms of the policy. So let's go to the table, yearly renewable terms. So is actually Winston is 45 years old, so we will take the 100,000, the face value 100,000 per 1,000 times with the 5.52. So the annual premium is 552.00. So the question is asking, compare the 5-year terms a plan, and you're asking to find the difference between these two plans. So of course we will take 796, the amount just now, minus the 552 to get the difference, right? So the difference here means we will take 796 minus the 552. So the answer is Ringgit Malaysia 244, which is actually the difference between two type of policy. Alright, let's proceed to the next question. So for next question, number 7, Saleh's motorcycle is covered with motor insurance. Okay, motor insurance with a deductible of 150. Deductible amount is the amount that need to bear by Saleh. Okay, during the insurance coverage periods, Saleh suffered 3 accidents with losses of 90, 240 and 300. State whether Saleh could claim for the losses. If yes, the amount of compensation that can be claimed for each loss suffered. So for deductible amount, it must be the losses that Saleh suffer must be more than the deductible amount. Then only Saleh can claim. Okay, if the losses is more than deductible amount, then Saleh can claim. So for the case at 90 ringgit, losses is just 90 ringgit. This one obviously is less than the deductible cost, which is 150. So this one cannot claim because it's less than 150, right? So for 240, yes, it can be claimed, and the amount that can claim is 240 minus 150. So the answer is just a simple answer, right? Just 90. So that means Saleh can claim 90 ringgit. Of course, for 300, Saleh can claim quite a lot from there. So the difference is just take the 300 minus out the deductible cost. So that means Saleh can claim 150 ringgit. Alright, so that's so-called deductible amount that have to be bear by the policy holder, right? Okay, so we have complete question number 6. Now let's proceed to question number 7. Okay, for question number 7, we need to understand the there are 3 cases for the amount of required insurance. It's actually the percentage of co-insurance times the insurable value of the property. So we have 3 cases here. If it is case 1, the insured value is equal to amount of required insurance, then the amount of compensation is just loss minus the deductible. Just the amount of loss minus the deductible if it is equal, right? Okay, if the insured value by the client is less than the amount required insurance, so the way to calculate is amount of the insurance purchase over the amount of required insurance times the amount of loss and minus the deductible. So for case 3 is actually total loss. So the amount of compensation is the amount of insurance purchase minus the deductible, right? This is I minus D. Okay, so now let's see question number. Okay, this was just now's answer. Question number 6, we have 50.38. We have one RM 796, and the difference between the two terms two type of policy is 244 ringgit Malaysia. So let's see this one. Number 7 is about the deductible. So we have discussed. So let's proceed to the next question. So let's see how to answer question number 7. He cannot claim if the loss is 90 ringgit. For the loss of 240, the compensation payment is 90. And for the loss of 300, the compensation amount is 150. I just explained to you just now. So let's proceed to question number 8. In 2019, Madam Karen was diagnosed with cancer and underwent surgery to treat her illness. The total surgery treatment cost 130,000. In the following year, 2019, Madam Karen suffered 130 for the surgery cost. Alright, and then for the next following year, Madam Karen had an accident that fractured her arm. The treatment cost for her arm was 12,000. Another cost. This one happened is 2020. Alright, so if Madam Karen has a medical insurance policy within 2 years with a deductible amount of 5,000, okay, deductible is 5,000, and the annual limit is, okay, the annual limit is RM 150,000. That means Madam Karen cannot spend more than 150,000. If she spend more than 150,000, Madam Karen have to responsible for that amount. So state the amount borne by Madam Karen, and the amount of compensation paid by the insurance company for each of the treatment received in 2 years. Okay, let's see how to do calculation. First thing is the deductible amount is very important. It's 5,000. So for this case, during the year 2019, the 130,000, the medical cost, have to minus out the deductible. That means Madam Karen need to pay 5,000 to the hospital first, and then only she entitled for the claim or for the compensation of 125,000. Alright, so let's see okay, the amount of paid by insurance and the treatment received. Okay, so for 2019 settle, for 2020 she made an accident, so fracture her arm, so she actually spent 12,000, right? She spent 12,000 for the cost, and she herself have to bear the cost, which is deductible cost, which is 7,000, right? So that means that Madam Karen, okay, after we calculated, the compensation is actually cost minus the deductible. Okay, so after we minus, the compensation is actually we take the cost of the expenses minus the deductible amount, right? Okay, so in this case, amount borne by Madam Karen is the deductible amount, and the compensation payment is 125,000. It's actually 130,000 minus out the 5,000. So for the year 2019, And for the year 2020, amount borne by Madam Karen is still 5,000, and the compensation payment is 7,000. Okay, so just minus from the 12,000. Alright, so now I'm going to discuss this one, which is very important. So as I mentioned to you, if it is equal, so the way to calculate is loss minus deductible. If it is less than, then we have to take the amount of the insurance purchase over the amount required by the insurance times the loss minus the deductible. If suffer a total loss, is amount of insurance purchase minus the deductible. So let's try one question. Okay, like this. Question number 9. Okay, let's have a look at question number 9. Mr. Gailang wants to buy a fire insurance for his house. The insurance company estimates that the house insurable value is 1.3 million. 1.3 million RM, the house. Wow, this is a bungalow, right? It costs 1.3 million. The fire insurance policy that he wants to buy has a co-insurance 70% of his property insurable value and a deductible of 3,000. So calculate the amount required insurance for Mr. Gailang. So according to the question, he has a co-insurance of provision of 70%. That means we will take the 70% of the 1.3 million, right? So if you take 70% times 1,300, okay, 1.3 million. So the answer is, after you calculated, you will get the amount, which is 910,000, right? So that means this is the amount actually insure 70% of the insurable value. Okay, so let's see. If Mr. Gailang's house caught fire and the amount of loss was 205,000. Okay, so the losses is 205,000, and then calculate the amount of the insurance purchased by Mr. Gailang if he received 202,000 and 120,000. Okay, so let's see if let's say we want to calculate the amount of the insurance purchase. So according to this formula, amount of insurance purchase we actually want to find, we don't know. So let's say the amount of insurance purchase is X, and amount of required insurance is actually required purchase is 910,000, right? So we will substitute the 910,000 here. Okay, 910,000, and the losses is 205 according to the question, right? 205,000. This is the losses. All right, 205,000. So we will times with the 205,000 here, and we need to minus out the deductible, which is given in the question, 3,000, right? According to the question, the deductible amount is given 3,000 deductible amount. So what you need to do is you have to remember this formula. Amount of the insurance purchase is X over 910,000 times with the losses 205,000 minus out deductible amount, right? So this is a very important formula, so please memorize. Okay, you have to memorize this formula for the case whereby the insured value is less than amount required by the insurer. So we are going to calculate now, and the answer that we get will be actually should be equal to the amount of compensation received is 202,000, right? According to the question, compensation 202,000. So we are going to focus on this. So the amount of the compensation, okay, so it's 202,000. All right, so we are going to calculate this one. Okay, let's see how to calculate. Okay, so for 202,000 is actually less, right? Less than the amount insured by the amount required by the insurer. So let's do the calculation, and then we will find out the answer. Alright, so the answer should be, let's do it carefully. Okay, so the answer that we get will be, let's see how to do. Okay, so normally we will actually try to plus, right? So x over 910,000. So we can simplify it like this. Okay, so let me 910 times the 205. Okay, the 3,000 here we will bring over to the left. It become 202,000 plus 3,000, right? So now let's add on with the amount first. It will be 202,000 plus the 3,000 times the 910 divided by 205. So the amount that you get will be exactly the same, which is 910,000. Okay, for the A is 900. B2. For B2, because the amount that purchased by Mr. Galang is unknown, so we will actually focus to the compensation, which is 120,000. So let's write compensation is 120,000 is equal to x over the amount that require insurance, which is just now we calculated it, 910,000, right? We need to multiply by the losses, which is 205,000, and we need to minus out the deductible amount, right? Okay, this is the compensation. Okay, now we need to solve this equation. So it will be 120,000 plus the 3,000, which is the deductible amount, is equal to, let's cancel out the 0. So we can cancel out like this. 30 is 205x divided by 910, right? So now we just add on these two. 1, 2, 3,000. Okay, we need to cross multiply with a 910 and divide by 205, right? Do you understand? Let me show you how to do properly. So it's 1, 2, 3,000 over 1 equal to 205x over 910. So let's cross multiply. So 205x is equal to 910 times 123,000, right? So the x is 910 times 123,000 divided by 205. Now let's press the calculator to get the answer. So 910, okay, times the 123,000 divided by 205. So the answer is quite a big amount, which is Rm 546,000, which is actually the amount less than amount insured amount by the insurance company. Okay, amount which is obviously is less than amount required by the insurance. So 546,000 is actually less than 910,000, the amount that insured by the insurance. Okay, so we have solved the question for number 8. So let's see next question. Alright, so question number 9 we have solved. This is the answer for A, and this is the B1, and this is the B2. Right, so these are the 3 answers. So let's proceed to the next question. Okay, for question number 10 and 11. So we will finish these 2 questions. So Inje Adam's house is insured with a fire insurance with a core provision 80% of his property insurable value. The house insurable value is 250,000. So core insurance meaning that 80% of his property will be shared by the insurance company. So calculate the amount of the required insurance for Inje Adam. So let's do calculation. For A, we have to take 80% of his property insurable value is the house insurable value is 250,000. Okay, so let's calculate. After you press the calculator, you will get 200,000. So this is the amount that we call as the required insurance amount for Inje Adam. So this is the amount that Inje Adam need to pay for the insured value. Okay, now for B. Okay, Inje Adam has insured his house according to the amount in A. So he actually followed the amount required by the insurance, 200,000. Okay, so if his house is completely burned down, will he receive the compensation of 250,000? And you need to give your answer by justification. Okay, let's see. For this case, okay, so it seems like it's a total loss, right? If this is a total loss, we will take the amount of the insurance purchase minus the deductible. So the amount of the insurance purchase is actually 200,000. Okay, so we will take the 200,000 amount of the insure. Okay, 200,000. This amount is actually required by the insurance company, and because it's a total loss, So we will take the 200,000 minus a deductible, and the deductible here seems like 0. There's not mentioned the deductible cost, right? So we will use this formula. We will take the amount of the insurance purchase, which is 200,000, and we just minus out 0, right? So we will actually solve it. We have 200,000. So it seems like the compensation is 200,000. Is actually the total amount of insurance purchase minus a deductible. So in this case, you can see that Inje Adam will receive the maximum compensation payment of 200,000 and not 250,000. So the 200,000 is the face value of the insurance he purchased. Okay, so this is something special. Okay, so now we go to question number 11. Question number 11. Sophia's medical cost covered by her insurance policy is 10,800. Okay, she wants to claim a compensation from her major medical insurance policy with a deductible allocation of 300. And co-insurance percentage participation is 80 and 20. Calculate the amount borne by Sophia and the amount of compensation she received. Okay, so in this case, the deductible amount is there, so we need to minus out, which is 300 ringgit Malaysia. And then we see she want to claim compensation from the medical insurance policy. So if let's see, calculate the amount borne by Sophia. So the amount borne by Sophia is actually the amount of the deductible amount, which is 300. That means Sophia have to pay RM 300 ringgit, right? This is a must because it is the deductible amount and it must be borne by Sophia. So Sophia have to settle 300 payment. Okay, so now for the next part, we need to calculate the amount of compensation she received. So because this is a co-insurance, so we will take the cost minus the deductible. Okay, the cost of the medical cost is 10,800 is given in the question. So we will take 10,800, which is the cost, minus our 300. So that means it's 10,500. Okay, so because this is a co-insurance, so the amount of the compensation that Sophia will receive will be 80% times the 105,000. Okay, so will be 8,400, right? So that means overall, if we calculated the co-insurance that Sophia have to pay is just 20%. So we can do another way. That means Sophia pay 20% of the of the cost, which is 10,800. Beside that, Sophia have to pay for the deductible cost, which is 300. So if you calculated 20% times 105 times the 105, okay, 10,500 after deduct the deductible cost. So it's actually 2,400, right? So in this case, we will actually work out the amount that will be paid by the Sophia. So in short, you can actually use a 10,800 minus out 2,400. It will give you the same answer, 8,400, right? So it's still the same. So the cost borne by Sophia is the deductible amount, which is 2,400. Okay, and then the compensation payment is 8,400. So the amount bear by Sophia is not only just the deductible amount, but also the 20% of the cost. Okay, so this is how you calculate the compensation payment, right? Okay, so we have solved the question 11. So I really hope that my sharing to help you to have a better understanding of the calculation involving insurance premium. So that's all for today, and have a nice day.